as well. I feel like, no, okay. Seagull on the Pharah, Esper on the Mercy. Pook's gonna be probably not on Widow. Usually he's on Lucio. This is, man, why do you gotta do this, LG? The trolls are real.
So, well, what I've noticed here is Reaver deciding to go Junkrat, which we've seen him do a few times, instead of Widow, which he has played earlier tonight, and Seagull opting to go Pharah Mercy instead of the Genji. What do you think?
Seagull opting to go Pharah. It's interesting. I think I would actually prefer the Genji, but I mean, Pharah's also been really good here, and luckily for him, there's only a 76 in the back. He doesn't have to deal with Reaver on the
Widow.
On the Widow. So I think the Pharah, in the end, actually working out pretty well here. I would have expected Reaver to go on the Widow, and, you know, I guess maybe Seagull knew something I didn't there, went with the Pharah instead, and it's really working out for them thus far. They're getting good pressure. This is sort of the more methodical LG attack that we've seen in the past, and God's able to get first blood of the game on the Surefour, and this is a big opportunity now for LG to take point A on the first push.
Yeah, now 2 kills, as we talked about. Symmetra is dead. It's a 6-on-4 now, and Luminosity should take this, unless they get a big res out.
Oh, the Tire's coming in, but the Tire not able to do as much as they want. The creep fight going absolutely crazy. Surefour and Gods both sort of losing track of each other there. Resurrection coming out for the offense, and this should be a very quick point for LG, and LG looking very strong here in the beginning of King's Row. Although I think a lot of this, we were talking about a lot before. I don't think C9 did themselves any favors running that Symmetra.
No, I mean, they got outplayed for the composition. One, Pharah is better than Junkrat. In this situation, Pharah is a pretty good counter to Junk just because it's much harder to hit mid-air shots on everything against Pharah. And then at the same time, Symmetra goes down early, loses her life. It's a quick 6-on-4, and then what can really Cloud9 do then? And this is the second time that they've done this tonight. I really also feel the Symmetra pick is probably not the best solution here.
Yeah, we do have the Graviton Surge coming up from the offense. Seagull coming in over the top with the barrage. 4 kills for Luminosity. The Wombo combo absolutely doing work, but the Resurrection coming back up. This is not entirely free for them yet. Cloud9 able to mitigate some of that damage, but Seagull going super ham, getting into the back line. Looking now for Surefour, sends a rocket directly to his back. And LG now with a lot of momentum here on King's Row, and C9 looks a little bit lost.
Yeah, the Pharah Mercy play is doing so well. I mean, Cloud9 has showed that Reaver what he could do on Pharah, and Gods is able to give them so much space because they have to worry about him and Seagull at the same time.
Yeah, and look at how far they're pushing in. They're going to get to the second checkpoint with incredible haste. 7:26 remaining on the clock. My goodness, this is absolutely dominant coming out from LG. They look revitalized right now compared to what we saw earlier in the day.
No, and this is the start that they need. This is the perfect start to what they need. Reaver is now going to be able to set up in the spot that he always plays with Widow, and, you know, Luminosity is going to have to deal with this, especially because Seagull is down now after using his ult, but they have such a good time right now, and if they're able to disrupt Reaver from his spot, they have a good chance of finishing the map. Right here,
they absolutely do. One thing I'm going to say about this entire setup here, I think it would be, okay, Seagull is switching the Reaper. I was going to say maybe even Genji, but switch off to Pharah here is good. You don't want to challenge this with Pharah the entire time. Good switch up coming up from Seagull. Seagull is going to go down to the Graviton Surge there. Surefour with the double kill, but, you know, ultimates were used on, Reaver really cleaning things up. And in Graviton Surge wise, that was actually the offense's Graviton Surge not going super well. I thought that was the defense's giving the kill feed, but not quite. Defense not even running as Zarya right now. The defense just cleaning up regardless.
Esper kind of with a wasted res. He's able to get 2, but they all immediately die right after. So that's going to give the ult advantage quite heavily to Cloud9. 5-1 right now. So we've seen ZP how good Cloud9 can be on defense at the end of King's Row. They've stalled out many teams for several minutes before. So, you know, it's going to take a lot from LG.
Reaver with multiple headshots onto these Winstons. The end result is that these Winstons are going to melt like butter. Both Milo and Enigma going down. Reaver doing incredible work and a big grapple shot onto Gods. This is Reaver's territory. It really, really is. So, one thing I'll note here, this is actually brought up by a lot of people, mentioning that people aren't playing Winston to their maximum ability. And this is going to sound funny to people, but where are the butt jumps from Winston where you do your leap and then you turn your butt to the people that you're on so you can't get headshot? That's one way of getting Winston in without getting headshot against someone like Reaver. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I think we'll see that more. I think we'll see that happen.
Oh no, what a Winston just fell off. Milo fell into the pit. I think he got a boop by Grego, so not all his fault, but a very good boop coming out from Grego. And Surefour coming in. Enigma now in trouble, gets a health pack, but that's not going to heal him up that much. Surefour hanging in the back, getting value here. I'm going to note here, Reaver, after seeing the double Winstons, goes to the McCree. It was a good switch up by Reaver, and C9, good switch ups coming from them to really continually to stifle LG here thus far.
Yeah, big reses coming out from each team. It looks like Luminosity is going to win this team fight. They have a shot to end the game right now.
No, the resurrection from them was huge, and this is they're on the point, and there they go. So C9 was stifling them, but all it takes one big res coming up from Esper, turning it around in their favor. Of course, Seagull mopping up as McCree, and not a bad time being set. Cloud9, though, able to buy themselves some incredibly valuable time.
No, Adam and Esper both playing well, but at the end there, Luminosity was able to push through so quickly. The decisions for Milo and Enigma to switch into double Winston, I think was a very good idea from them. I think that caught Cloud9 a little bit off guard, considering they're the ones that use it themselves quite often, and they were able to push through to the end with a very fast time of 5:22. We've seen Cloud9 do work on offense on Kings Row many a time, but I don't think that they expected to get blown out, especially on point A, as fast as they did.
No, and I think a lot of it comes down to, that defense used to work out a lot better when Symmetra had more shields on the rest. I think, this is one thing, I think we're actually spot on our analysis here. I think Cloud9 in the future for Kings Row point A, get rid of the Symmetra, at least for now. Other teams have done it. I think Cloud9 needs to fall for them. Of course, we might have an interview with them there. At some point, we'll be like, no, you're crazy, and maybe we are, but for now, that's sort of my stance on that. But 5:22 is the time to beat. We have seen quicker times here on Kings Row, but it's still difficult.
Come out from Seagull, right? Because Reaver's going to go Widow or Pharah, usually Widow. The Genji worked pretty well for Seagull on defense earlier. I think that would be the good move here. He has such a great soldier. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't come out more on this map, considering how good of a soldier he has. But Genji would be the one to be able to harass Reaver, trying to get picks into A.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it looks like Seagull might be coming out the McCree, but I do think Genji is a strength, and usually when LG runs a Genji, it works out really well. Not that their Devil McCree has been working out badly at all. I mean, they have multiple looks that they can show. I think I'm just partial to seeing the Genji because we have seen it just run such heroics, specifically for LG. That being said, take a look here at the LG lineup as it moves out. We have Enigma on the defensive Winston, Milo on Reinhardt, Pooks on Lucio, Esper on the Mercy, and Seagull on Gods, and a pair of McCrees.
This is kind of very interesting. Seagull, he does play McCree sometimes, but usually it's Enigma and Gods, and they go double McCree this entire time. So maybe they've decided Enigma would rather take on the weight of him being Winston and him being the one that has to deal with Reaver, and that will allow Seagull and Gods to be able to roam a little bit more, instead of having Seagull focus all of his Genji energy on taking a Widow.
Yeah, no, I mean, that does make sense. And Enigma, he can hunt down as Winston. Oftentimes it doesn't work out for the Winston, but sometimes it does, and if nothing else, applies a lot of pressure. Meanwhile, taking a look at the offense coming out from the Cloud9 side. It's going to be Kai on that offensive Winston. Reaver looking for picks as Widowmaker. Debit on a second Winston. Grego as Lucio. Surefour on McCree, and Adam as the Mercy. And Cloud9, true to form, not wasting any time, gang, right on the point. But God's fighting right back, takes out Kai. Reaver onto Enigma, though, and now Reaver, not a whole lot of pressure on him, takes out Seagull. Reaver already going off here, and this is a very good intro for Cloud9.
Yeah, Surefour already has ult, but a big res coming out of Luminosity.
Oh no, Seagull goes down again. Reaver. No one's on Reaver right now. Reaver is just free to feast. You cannot leave Reaver free to feast.
Now,
this is what he loves.
Gods has been able to try to hold off on this point as long as possible. That's able to give Luminosity a chance to res, though, and they should be able to take this fight.
Yeah, LG, they are able to res. They're coming in the Surefour with the double kill. Really, Cloud9, the kill feed going on their favor. People are getting in on Reaver now, but look at this. As soon as they go for Reaver, here comes Surefour, now in a triple kill on this fight. And there's the payload in progress.
No, that's actually really, really bad for Luminosity. So just like in Counter-Strike, where it's really bad for terrorists to die after time because you lose out on money, because they got the payload and then killed 2 players, that's going to make them spawn in the furthest spawn, and it's going to take a way more time for them to get back. It's going to be 6-on-4 or That's going to force Luminosity to wait much longer, which they're going to have to do. And although Luminosity had a very strong time on offense, they're giving Cloud9 really a way back into this to look good to win.
Yeah, I'll note, by the way, Reaver is off the Widow now, onto McCree. Debit ready to use Primal Rage at a moment's notice. So is Enigma. Enigma is going to be able to cause some havoc here as well. Both teams sort of trading off here, looking positioning. The fight will be engaged here any moment. Esper is holding on to that Resurrection. Adam will have a res as well, so expect Primal Rage, expect Resurrections. Expect a bit of craziness here in this next fight. And here we go. In comes Cloud9. They're charging in. Debit leading the way. Sound Barrier is out for the offense. So is a Deadeye. Surefour looking for what we can get here. Down goes Enigma. Primal Rage and all. Seagull, though, able to take out Debit. Very much the same. 5v5 right now. Resurrection still on the table. Reaver with another kill. Adam doing well. Esper going to have to use his res, but no, Esper went down. He's not going to be able to resurrect here. And as a result, this should be Cloud9's cap.
I mean, Reaver with 3 big kills finally gets taken down by Seagull at the end, but this defense coming out of Luminosity with Seagull and Gods on McCree has not worked out. I mean, the double Winston play from Cloud9 has been so potent on offense on these payload maps. They've made it work out so well, better than other teams, including to be able to.
Yeah, no, the double Winston, it really go. And that being said, Seagull busting out the emergency Bastion. We've seen it do a whole ton of work against Winston's before.
Yeah, we have.
That being said, there's only one Winston, and maybe Reaver on Widow will help against us. That being said, defensive Sound Barrier is out. LG looking pretty aggressive here, but the only problem is if they use it that early, it's kind of difficult to charge in when you have a Bastion. Bastion isn't so much for charging in off that. I wonder if that was a mistake.
And actually an immediate switch to D.Va to try to counter the Bastion.
Yeah, I like the switch to D.Va. I think people are getting more used to, okay, we've seen Bastion a lot now. Here's our answer. And D.Va is not a bad answer because she doesn't care how much damage you put into her shield. Her shield is literally invincible as long as it's up.
And Luminosity may not be losing the team fight, but Cloud9 is able to push the cart this entire time. Luminosity is finally able to get some big kills, but a big Mercy res coming out of Cloud9. That's going to be able to put them in the lead for this team fight, still pushing the cart. And right now, they have a chance to win this map when it looked like Luminosity had a huge opportunity to take the first map in this series and to give them an opportunity to win the match. And now, looks like
this is their Cloud9 rolling in here. I'm not even sure if there's going to be any form of delay. And no, the payload going to hit the end. A minute 20 remaining. Cloud9 taking map number 1 here in this best of 5 series over Luminosity. So LG, they looked great on their offensive run, but oh man, look at this. You know, this is one of the coolest play the game intros. You never see it because Lucio just so hard for him to get play the game. And this is at that. I think he has a boop. Pook's got booped.
And he got another. I don't even know. I'm actually not even sure if that's died.
I think it was just kill assist at the end, but either way, Cloud9 coming in, saying an even faster time. Absolutely heartbreaking for LG, but I mean, LG's playing Cloud9 really close, and Cloud9 is one of the best teams in the game, so not a whole lot of shame for here for LG. Of course, people are competitive. They want to take down Cloud9.
So,
but I'm continually impressed by LG right now.
We were talking about how, you know, at the beginning of the game, they decided to go double McCree on D, let Enigma be the pressure on Widow. Instead, Enigma, remember, Enigma was the first one to die on A, and then without that, Widow then gets 2 big picks, and then that forces an early res out of Luminosity, and then without that res, they can't hold it together even with Gods alive. So maybe in retrospect, they really should have tried to have Seagull on the Genji, because it was working pretty well the first time they played on King's Row. Yes, Reaver was able to win the duel maybe 50, 60, 40% of the time, but Seagull was able to stall out point A much longer than they were on this map. And if they had done the same the previous time on here, they would have won map 1, and this was a map to steal. They played such a great offense. They've been unable to win. I think they've lost the first game in every set that they've had against Cloud9 recently. This was one that they should have won. This was one they could have taken, and now they're down 1-0, and they're going into Dorado, which, again, we've talked about as a map that they like and that they've played well. But it's still going to be rough. It feels like, I hope that doesn't get to them too much to think about, you know, a game that they
well, the problem here with Dorado is that even though it has been a strength of LG, it's also a strength of Cloud9, in particular on the Widow play. And I think that the Widow strengths of Cloud9 probably trumped LG strengths on this map. I mean, obviously, this is a Genji playground. It works really well for Seagull. We've seen this Genji just do dirty, dirty things to his opponents. But having to deal with either Reaver or even Grego on Widowmaker in the back, gonna be a problem.
I mean,
absolutely good.
Yeah, I fully expect there to be Double Widow to come out from Cloud9 to start. Grego and Reaver doing work in Double Widow. We've seen Enigma go Diva on defense today. We've seen him do it the last few times. It is a risky play, though. More than likely, Cloud9 is going to do double Winston, double Widow, Lucio, and Mercy. And Enigma's been preferring Diva. Diva seems to do well against Winston. It's hard for me to think about. Diva wins the straight up one-on-one fight. Diva can do work against the double Widow, but Diva might just die to double Widow before she could even get in. I mean, you get double headshotted immediately, especially with the caliber of Reaver and Grego, and it's like, I don't know if that's going to be the right decision. So do you think Enigma going Diva here would be the right call?
Maybe they have to try something. I mean, because it's hard. I mean, right now, given how C9 plays, yeah.
Do you think like Seagull, because Enigma has been the one to play McCree for their team. That's why Seagull has been able to play Genji and play Soldier. That's the other reason why I feel like double McCree to leave it up to Seagull and Gods is harder, because Enigma has been the one to do that for them.
Right.
What do you think about the Diva choice and just how they're going to have to go about this?
Diva choice, I mean, it might be interesting. It could be an alternate way of going about it. I'm not convinced Diva is actually the answer for a variety of reasons. I think Diva's overall power might still be on the low side, except when, countering a Bastion, where I think she's actually pretty good at that. I don't know. I think just in general, I don't think there's a real good answer right now. When one team is Widow. I think Genji is... Yeah, I would go more on Genji. I mean, that's a strength, right? Is that we've seen Seagull have really, really good Genji games. And this is a good Genji map, and I think they just have to hope for the best there. But going against the Widow play of C9, it's rough, especially when I'm not sure they feel confident enough to really go against it with Widows of their own. And that's kind of the problem right now, is that I don't know how you counter an incredibly good team with Widow that has, super top-notch Widow play like C9 without matching it with your own Widows. I mean, maybe it's possible, maybe it's not. At least with the current heroes in the game, I would love to see it happen, and maybe it's out there. I mean, the truth, the answer, the truth, whatever you might be say, could be out there. But for now, I'm sure many other teams also looking for the answer to that question.
Well, now it looks like Seagull is going to go on Bastion on defense. Look, it's been working for them so far. They've found success. They know that they're going to be running double Winston on offense, and they've run it on Dorado before, even on this map. So maybe this is the right move to counter double Winston. They just have to make sure he doesn't die, because if he dies, then the whole defense is going to collapse.
Yeah, there's that, and also I feel like the Bastion, it's a good pick, but it's also, I feel like the surprise factor isn't as much there anymore. I think teams are going to get a little bit better playing around it. They just don't have that much experience playing with the period. That being said, Seagull is able to take out the Winston immediately, so landing some good value here. That being said, very, very early kills on the defensive end don't do too much on this map, just because that offense has to wait for the payload anyways, and the respawn.
So Seagull has 60% ult already. That's kind of nuts, man.
Oh yeah, you shred a Winston as a Bastion, and you are going to be building a ton of ult really quickly. That's just how ult building the game works. Both Winstons, though, going in. They're back up immediately. God's able to take out Reaver. The sniper threat is down. God's really representing here. Gets a double kill. And now LG in a pretty good position to push back Cloud9 here on the first part of Dorado. Resurrection is going to come up, going to bring back up the dead Bastion. A good res from Esper, and this should be a hold for LG, as God's just absolutely going crazy.
Yeah, really, Gods has been the one to hold it down for Luminosity on this first defensive push. I think the opening kill from Seagull, really, maybe even more than Seagull getting kills on Bastion, it allows all the focus to be on him, which then it puts Gods in a great position with McCree to then get all the kills that he has been doing. And I think that's the other part of this defense that really does help them here, because maybe Cloud9 is going to have to try to focus more on getting down Gods than Seagull.
Here we go, the tank ultimate is out. Seagull looking for blood, blows up Grego, might blow up Surefour, gets the double kill. That being said, C9 coming up with a double kill of their own, but Seagull makes it a triple in the end. Beep boop, and look at Kai just getting shredded. Anyway, builds up another 35% ultimate.
Unbelievable.
Makes it 52%.
He's already up to 52%. an entire team wipe, and they are making Bastion work. I mean, it's obvious because, you know, I think this is another flaw in Cloud9 because they've been running double Winston on offense so much, and they really haven't been stopped by other traditional means by most teams, that no one's been wanting to run Bastion because I think it's gimmicky. But Luminosity obviously has shown there's obviously a lot of skill here.
Oh, look at
make it work.
The Earth Shatter coming in from the defense. Milo finding his point and making it work. Gods with the follow-up. 2 kills here for LG. Cloud9 all sorts of disorganized here. And man, LG, their defense is impressive right now. And it's been a long time since I've seen Cloud9 this stymied. I mean, they're trying the Diva here to deal with Bastion, but even that, you know, even if it is a good counter, they're clearly not that comfortable running it.
No, they're not comfortable at all. And now Luminosity has all the advantage, 4-2, and they have a good shot of winning this next team fight again.
Yep, God's able to take out Sheriff4, the tank killing Diva. Down she goes, and this is looking pretty grim for C9 right now. They only have 2 minutes left. Adam with a big resurrection. We'll see if it's enough. I feel like everyone was sort of spread out there, but Sheriff4 and Reaver making the impossible happen here, perhaps. Deadeye coming up from Reaver, not able to get value. Milo stopping it in its tracks. We see the defensive sound barrier coming out, and here comes Gods on the cleanup. Wow.
No, Luminosity with a 6 strong defense right now. Seagull holding it down, allowing Gods to do his thing. Just not in the background. Enigma is then able to play Winston and play really well, and this is very tough for Cloud9. I think you're totally right. I think Cloud9 is a little kind of, I wouldn't say confused, but they're hesitant into what to decide to do to break this.
Yeah, and I mean, they didn't have a whole lot of luck with the offensive Widows just because of how LG was positioning. And LG now, they only have to stall out for about another minute. This is great position here. And look at this, Milo could be the push breaker, has an Earth Shatter at the ready. God's ready to swoop in. Seagull going to have another ultimate for sure. And there it is, a 4-person Earth Shatter. Milo, a big push there, going to force out the sound barrier. Earth Shatter for sound barrier, not a bad trade, and Gods still managing to get a little bit of cleanup on the debit. That being said, Sheriff4 coming in on the backside. 2 kills for Sheriff4. Seagull still alive, tank is out. I repeat, tank is out.
It's 2.
Seagull with the double kill.
Reaver and Sheriff4 both down. Seagull still alive. No one was able to see him out of the window. He's able to come from behind, and with Esper, he finally goes down, but stayed alive the entire time, kept Seagull alive. And even though Cloud9 was pretty much able to win that team fight, because Seagull was able to stay alive, he was able to keep the defensive going. And now I think Luminosity is going to shut it down right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolute overtime here for Cloud9. They have to rush onto the point. They have no time to really set this up properly. Seagull takes out Sheriff4 immediately. Reaver going down the Gods. This is looking very, very good for LG. 3 kills in their favor. LG looking absolutely dominant here on Dorado. First point, and they should hold this. Now Cloud9 is going to be just as dominant on their defense, or LG is going to even up the series 1-1.
I mean, this was an incredible showing on defense from Luminosity here. It's a great hold. This should be an easy win for LG on O, and there's a good argument to be made. They could be up 2-0 right now.
I think this is where Seagull went tank and chased people into the building. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. Oh, man.
Tank ult, pretty good.
Tank ult, very good.
Pretty good. So, barring, like, a complete collapse from Luminosity here, or some ingenious defense of their own by Cloud9, and I don't believe they really have, like, I mean, they do have Sheriff4's play Bastion quite often. Maybe they try to do something of their own because they can't let them get the first checkpoint.
No, they have to hold just as well as LG did. Now, let's just say this. Looking at what we saw from King's Row, Cloud9 has an ability to dig deep and sort of act as a spoiler here. So if Cloud9 somehow came in and forced a draw, which would be a replay, you know, I wouldn't be that surprised. But really, LG, they need to come in strong here. They need to beat Cloud9 and set the series 1-1.
I mean, this is going to be on Reaver and Sheriff4's shoulders. Reaver's going to have to hit every Widow shot if they decide to go this way, or maybe even a double Widow. It wouldn't surprise me to see. It wouldn't surprise me to see double Widow. It wouldn't surprise me to see double McCree. They have to have triple DPS. because they can't sustain it with double DPS and unless it is a Bastion as the other DPS. So Reaver on Junkrat, which we've seen him do pretty well here. Grego on Widow and Surefour on McCree. I mean, it's good. It's what they run kind of pretty standardly. But it's still going to be really tough. Like, Luminosity would have to really kind of not get anything going. They could even save all their ults for one big push. And use all 6 of them at once. And they really should do that. That is really what the, the kind of strategy should be.
Arrows are incoming. What if they got a pick off here? That would just... I feel like the way it is right now, there's no rule against it, so we'd probably roll with it. At some point, a Hanzo has to get a kill with this strategy. I mean, it's not super likely, but...
Mercy was hit.
For now. Fireworks. Either way, take a look here at Cloud9. Their defense here, where they also try and full hold. It's going to be Kai on the Winston, Grego on the Widowmaker, Reaver on a Junkrat, Debit on Winston, Surefour on the McCree, and Adam on the Mercy. Meanwhile, looking at the offense from LG, an offense that absolutely tastes blood right now. Gods on McCree, Pooks on Lucio, Seagull on the Genji, Milo on Reinhardt, Esper on the Mercy, and Enigma rounding things out on the Zarya. And we have Wombo potential here, Slasher. We could see Zarya ult into Dragon Blade, and that could be all they need to take this point.
I mean, that's really all they should do. They shouldn't use the ults like 1 or 2 at a time. They have so much time. All they have to do is get the first checkpoint. There's no reason not to just stack up all the ults as possible and to use them at once. I don't think it's that such a bad thing that, like, yeah, he dies early here, but Luminosity can take this.
Yeah, LG has all the time in the world. Yeah. I mean, this early fight here, even if they get completely just wrecked in the beginning, it's not that big a deal. They have a lot of time.
I mean, they can't.
That being said, you don't want to get complacent.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you don't want to. We've seen that a lot in like traditional sports. You have some time and you play too defensive, and then you end up losing because you play differently than how you.
What it comes down to, you still want to play the win, and not as opposed to playing not to lose. And there is a difference.
Is playing pretty defensive right now. So we'll have to see how they adapt to this.
Yeah, LG definitely taking their time here, but interesting enough, Seagull actually got off of the Genjis, now on Winston. I think Genji wasn't terrible here. I don't know, I mean, Winston pretty good at applying pressure and got with the backup.
I like the Genji ult, because all you need is one solid push to win.
Yeah. That being said, LG might be on that push right now. Godzilla will take out Kai. LG moving forward, and this is an opportunity for them. Grego, though, in the back, able to take out Enigma. Sound barrier coming out here from LG, but a big counter ultimate coming out from Debit. Debit with the hammer down. 3 kills here for C9. And LG very likely to get pushed back here as Reaver comes in with the triple kill. Triple kill Tyre doing all sorts of work.
Yeah, Reaver's Junkrat on this map, really good. Also on King's Row, as we've seen. You know, this is a little strange to me. I mean, why not have Seagull continue being on Genji? I think it was a good pick to begin with.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a ton of in-match experience on Winston. And now Enigma is on Widow, and Seagull is kind of flexing on
maybe
Winston.
They're outthinking themselves here. I mean, they have 2 minutes and 24 seconds left, but really, if this next push gets wiped out, Cloud9 could be on the verge of a counter wipe.
Yeah, they really could be. It kind of, I mean, Enigma with a big first pick on Grego, though.
Yeah, taking out Grego, that's big. God's able to take out Devitt. Seagull with the Winston pick on Surefour. Adam, though, going to resurrect all those fallen heroes. We'll see if C9 is able to reestablish here. Meanwhile, take a look at Grego. Grego was one of the ones resurrected, is in the back, gets a big headshot onto one of the Winstons. You see Primal Rage coming out, though. Winston not happy about that headshot. Now juggling Grego. Seagull smash in the end. Seagull still smashing. What in the world? Takes out Surefour as well. All right. And LG now very, very close to winning this map. They just need to push the payload a little bit further.
Yeah, the payload's almost there. They were able to sneak the cart behind while they were team fighting in different
Tyre on the way. Saw Reaver get a triple kill Tyre earlier. This Tyre is yet to be contested. Scarecrow Tyre moving deep in, and no, it's going to get taken out. So the offensive LG actually going all the way back. The payload now making some backward progress. They need to get back on this. They don't want this payload to go back any further.
Now, Luminosity has 5 ultimates, and Enigma just used wall hack. So this is their perfect opportunity. They have wall hack. They're gonna have sound barrier, and they're gonna have reason to win it right now.
Deadeye is out for the offense. They're looking for whatever they can get. Not able to get value on that sound barrier. Could be dropped here in a moment. Here comes the sound barrier. They're breaking it down. They're moving in. Let's see what Gods is doing here. No, Gods is taken out early. That is a bad omen. Esper, though, with the resurrection, going to bring Gods back up. There will be no res for the defense here. Devitt, though, with the double kill. This is really close. LG needs this right here, right now, but a big ultimate coming out from Devitt. The hammer down, a triple kill for Devitt. And oh no, this might be a hold for Cloud9.
Oh, Devitt's Earth Shatter gets 2 knocks, and they had Mercy down. Luminosity did what they needed to do. They were able to take out Adam before he res. They res himself. Now Adam has res for this next battle. So as long as he plays passive, doesn't die, this is a good shot that Cloud9's gonna do it.
Cloud9 really holding firm here. This is... We'll see. LG is on their last push, but Cloud9 might be able to have this. Gods, though, still alive. Gods, the difference maker at times. No, Grego shoots him in the head. Is Cloud9 going to do it? Are they going to hold? Oh my goodness. All right.
This is like Team Liquid Counter-Strike levels of breakdown.
That was LG's map. They needed to take that.
Of these maps were LG's maps. I mean, yes, King's Row was a little bit tighter, but this is one they have to win. You have to this. I want to get the first checkpoint. Why don't you just save all the ults? Why do you switch off Genji? Genji's ult is one of the best reasons that you use Genji, so you can win a team fight and get a wipe if you have to. All you do is get the first checkpoint.
I know.
Save them all.
Slasher. I'm just getting Denny Green flashbacks. So, we had them right where we wanted them. We let them off the hook. That's LG right now. They had them on King's Row. They had them dead to rights here on Dorado, and now Dorado ends up in a draw.
So does it end up
2-1 or 1-0? That's interesting, because I don't think we specified in the rules in regards to that. I feel like it's more climatic here to have it be a draw rather than saying 2-1, just because I want the teams to win cleanly here. This is something we probably should have specified ahead of time. This is a very rare situation. I'm gonna make the call, 1-0. Might mean we're all up for a longer time.
And make them replay?
Well, we have two options here. We could make them replay.
How does it work? What are the rules in GosuGamers?
I'm trying to think of what the fallback in a lot of the Gosu rules would be 2-1 here, but we're not going to go with that here today. I think the way teams are playing, both teams got to win this cleanly.
Yeah, what?
I think for me, I'm okay with replaying Dorado, to be honest.
I don't make the rules. Don't ask me. I don't know what's going on. I think that it would be amazing if there was an in-game marker for stopwatch, so that we could even see like what the furthest the team got. There would be like a line on the ground, kind of like the broadcasters do for sports, like the NFL. You know, you have the yellow line, tells you where the first down is. That would be where the stopwatch point is, and that would be amazing. But let's do some makeshift rematch thing on this.
I think for me, I think it's very unlikely that they draw out again on Dorado. I think we just play Dorado again. Fight till one falls.
Liquid, sorry, not Liquid. Luminosity has to win Dorado. They have to win that. And now, I mean,
yeah, I think they have to win that.
Yeah, of course they have to win that. I mean, it's going to be hard for Luminosity not to think about this now for their next game. Even if we're remaking Dorado and going again, it's got to get into their head. And I would almost think that it's going to be hard to pick Bastion again. Yeah, I would think Cloud9 has been too reliant on this double Winston offense, and we saw them get punished for it the first time. But they're able to adjust pretty good as a team.
Yeah.
And I would think that they would be able to do something that would be a little bit different this time, where Bastion wouldn't work. But at the same time, Seagull, every time that I've said this so far tonight, where such and such will happen, I don't think the Seagull is going to be able to make it work. Seagull and Esper as a team have really been able to make it work. So,
yeah,
doing it again, maybe.
I think doing it again, I mean, doing it again, one of these teams needs to win Dorado, but just because this was not specified at time, that is my bad. This was, really, really rushed as we got things set up here, and this is a rare contingency, so we're getting this here. Okay, so we're going with one of the options I put are 1 and 0, but new map. So what's going to happen here, we're going to put Dorado back on the last part, and we will go back to Dorado if necessary. Hang on, Dvex is saying just replay it.
Well, Cloud9 would want 2-1 more because then they're only one game away from victory. Luminosity would want to replay
that's why the
because
thing
it
here,
helps them more. Because
I don't like the 2-1 rule in
1-0.
the finals. And that's why I didn't set that here.
Well, the admin decision is solely up to the admins. This is why you don't give players decision to do anything. Are you the main admin, ZP? Is this up to you? Because I'm staying out of this.
I'm just gonna rule replay. We're going back to Dorado.
Don't put this on me.
So we're going to be decisive here. We're going to replay Dorado. Fresh start. 1-0 Cloud9. Moving on. And actually, I think in all the time of casting, this is one of the first times, at least on an odd cast game, that I've actually had a draw like this. So obviously, if we end up in another replay, I don't even know. But I think it is somewhat unlikely.
I just... I can't see this being any easier for Luminosity. It really feels like the pressure is now back on them after what just happened.
The pressure, definitely, I think it was their game to win, given their early defense.
So does
we'll see
Seagull
what
go
happens.
Bastion again?
Maybe. Fight till one falls. Who knows? Both teams might crack point A.
I mean, yeah, they should crack point A to CP. Yeah.
Yeah,
I expect.
I would hope so at some point. Oh man.
I mean, as we've seen recently, Oplad, Sam Lingle, journalist for the Daily Dot, he added up all of the GosuGamers weekly European tournaments in the last few months, from the semifinals and the finals, along with the Onag Invitational and a few other events. And he added up and said that 75% the attacking team wins and completes the map. So to fall on point A is really not in the norm. Defending and full holding in Overwatch is really hard. It's really hard. I mean, and the statistics seem kind of heavily skewed. 75% is way too much for offense to be completing maps. That's like nuke level statistics in Counter-Strike for CT over T. At least the old nuke, when teams were winning like 13-2 and 12-3 and 11-4 in CT, and that was standard. If you didn't win like 13 rounds, you might not win because the other team could come back, win pistol, and take it all the way back to 15-15. It's really hard to win on defense in Overwatch on a high level because
it is, especially since I think you sort of talked about it on the last map, and it's true, is that you do have ways of forcing a point. They're just slower. I think you hold all your ultimates, go in, use ultimates that are more sort of snowball, like a Genji sword or otherwise, and you can really run it in your favor.
And just the way that spawns work, the defense, you have to choose what composition you want. And offense, as we've seen even in this series, can use a Hanzo arrow, see what you're using, and then change your comp immediately on offense going into the defense. The defense has no room to switch. They have to take that first team fight whether or not offense does whatever they want. And if they lose that first team fight, they're going to lose point A immediately. We're going to see Seagull back on Bastion.
Seagull is, in fact, back on Bastion, so when instant replay coming out, we'll see if there's a better option for it here this time.
For Cloud9, and including Double Widow. Oh, they have one Winston, but not double. I think Zarya, obviously, is the better choice here.
Zarya definitely, Zarya has good options here. I mean, at the very least, the Bastion will feed it. It's just a little bit difficult because the person with the shield goes into him. They will still end up dying, and okay, your Zarya's fed, but then you're down a player, so. We'll see how this works. Cloud9 moving forward, looking for the offensive picks they didn't get last time, and Reaver able to take out Esper. Reaver going off, gets Pooks as well. And this is what Reaver from the flank, look at that, Winston tried to go for him. Doesn't work out, C9 with 3 kills. We might not be waiting that long here on point A this time.
No, and I mean, that's all they need to do the first time. I mean, this has gone way better. I mean, you kind of expected that.
Point A has been breached. I repeat, point A has been breached.
I mean, I feel like Luminosity should have known this, though. I mean, they just went up against the Bastion. They've been playing so well with it. Why not try to do something to counter against it? And, you know, they've done pretty good, and now this is forcing...
No one can hide from my
what the hell is
sight.
Luminosity doing? They're just kind of, they're waiting. Okay, Seagull has decided to go to Genji. This is giving so much time for Cloud9 to push the cart, and Luminosity have this little powwow in the back.
So, yeah, waiting for the pal in the back. Debit able to take out Esper in the end. Cloud9 with the moment on their side, but God's coming right back, able to take out Reaver. Seagull takes out Grego. Both Widows for Cloud9 are going to go down. And LG starting to find their footing here, and we might have a big defense in the streets.
Mercy this entire time, just by himself. And this is allowing Cloud9 to get so much time, even though Luminosity has won the skirmishes and the team fights, killing the both Widows. Now they finally get Cloud9 off the cart, but I would say a little bit sloppy here from Luminosity, letting Cloud9 get this far.
It was, but LG, at the very least, they are solidifying here a really good cleanup, and we'll see how C9 decides to react. They do have Reaver now on the McCree, no longer on Offensive Widow, only Grego on the Offensive Widow, has Seagull directly behind him. Seagull in hot pursuit. Grego barely going to live. Seagull now with the Dragon Blade, moving in deeper. Grego might be going down. Nice deflect coming out, slicing and dicing. Beautiful Genji play coming out from Seagull.
Let Seagull play Genji. He
Yes.
would have did this in the last round. It would have been over. He would have gotten point A. He would have gotten the ult. He would have been fine.
His Genji is great. He finds moments to do this, and sure, it's harder against Cloud9, but that was beauty. The slashes, the reflect, it did a lot of work. And LG now find their defensive stride. They've wiped out C9 a few times here, and we'll see if they can keep that moving.
And they have ult advantage going to this next fight. Poots is going to have sound barrier. Grego's just used his. So Luminosity is looking good to defend after, I would say, a little bit of a sloppy start.
Yep, Kai now moving in with the Graviton.
Double
Not using it just yet. There's the Graviton, grabs both Winstons inside. Both Winstons might be raging, but they are held in by the forces of gravity, and they're both going to go down. Reaver and Debit finding that, but just as soon as they go down, they come back up. Esper with a big resurrection, and LG not in a bad spot here, but Seagull getting juggled against the corner.
Yeah, Luminosity with some great plays. Surefour and Reaver's ults were both used to zone, but they canceled both of them. Surefour is going to have it again, and now Surefour and Kai with 2 big kills, and I think Cloud9 is going to get this next checkpoint. So Luminosity was able to defend for a good portion, but they let Cloud9 get through the streets so far that even though they lost one team fight, that pretty much guaranteed Cloud9's second checkpoint. And if they didn't let that happen, they would have been able to defend. They wouldn't have to, you know, defend this last point so soon.
Yep, and C9 now moving forward. Gods with the Deadeye at the ready for the defense. Might be a big play here coming out from LG, but look at the offensive ults here. They have Resurrection, they have Deadeye, and Sound Barrier. Grego going to be a big force here. Probably going to drop the beat here in a moment. There is a Deadeye coming out here from the offense. That's Surefour looking for some value. Reaver takes out Gods. This is some bad news here for LG. We do have Seagull on the Bastion, though. We've seen them hold for a while with Bastion on this point.
And they're still pushing the cart, and I think they're going to win right now.
The problem is they res door there, but they're not in the cart.
What is LG doing? Look, this was 2 times now in this map that they had an entire team fight away from the cart. One person from Cloud9 stays on the cart, they push the cart while the team fight's going on, and the game ends with half of Luminosity alive on the other end of the map, and it felt like there were some communication issues in the middle of this map.
Definitely a bit. Seagull with a nice play of the game there, but 4:52 the time to beat, so now a much tougher offensive task coming out from the side of LG. They need to not only get through point A, which would have been victory before, but they need to bring it all the way to the end. But you know what? Clearly, as we saw here from that setup, a change in map can do, or what's it called? Just change and going the lobby, coming back in can mean all the difference. And who knows if LG goes with the Genji plan, maybe they'll get through even faster. This has been that crazy of a night. I don't even know anymore.
You gotta put Genji on Seagull right now. Right now. Yeah. This needs to happen now, and there needs to not be any second guessing or switching immediately after. In my mind, that's what they have to do. I felt like that would have been the success the first time. They played pretty well. Seagull played pretty well on that map, just there with Genji. And I think that's how they need to play here.
Definitely, and we'll see. LG, they're gonna have to be a little bit more hungry here. They need to not, it's not a playing not to lose thing. They need to play the win, and they need to play the win hard. But LG, I mean, they've had such good moments here, and really at times have only been their own worst enemies. So I mean, they bring it all together, they can bring this back.
Yeah, no, they can totally bring it back. We've seen them play so well on offense. The first 2 maps of the series, they should have won both the first 2 maps. They should be winning 2-0 right now, going to the 3rd map to force a reset of the bracket. Instead, they're looking at going down 2-0 and possibly being swept. And it's a big difference between the two. So they need to play just as good of an offense as they have been so far.
All right, so take a look here at the defense coming out from Cloud9. We're gonna have Adam on the Mercy, Kai on Winston, Reaver on the Junkrat, Surefour on McCree, Grego on the Widowmaker, Debit on Reinhardt.
Uh-oh, look what we're gonna be seeing if this is not a troll from LG.
Double Tracer making its grand appearance. Double Tracer Genji, they're gonna be going with speed and the Symmetra. We're back to the good old days. Alrighty, so here we go. Timer is set. Timer a few seconds slow here, but incoming LG, and we'll see if this double Tracer setup works. We haven't seen Gods on Tracer all night, I don't think. Gods going to go down the Surefour. Surefour with a good early shot. Milo on the Widowmaker, challenging Grego. We'll see if this pays off. That being said, Grego very, very comfortable behind the Reinhardt right now, not feeling very threatened.
I mean, this is a good move for Luminosity. Why not run Double Tracer with Symmetra? I mean, why not have it be a month ago? Seagull's run
Reaver able to take out Seagull in the end. And this is LG, they're trying to get through here, and again, they need to move quickly. They only have about 4 minutes left, actually a little bit under, because our timer started a little bit slow here. Surefour able to take out Enigma, and the Tracer's just not able to get through here the way they want to. It can be difficult to get Tracers through here with all the Junkrat spam and all the rest. It's not the most Tracer comfortable area, let's put it that way. Milo, though, able to pick off Grego, and this might be what they need here. A nice reflect coming up from Seagull on the concussive mine. And now if the Tracers get in here, LG with a shot.
I mean, LG does have a shot.
And we have a Junkrat tire coming in here. Junkrat tire on the loose. And no, it's taken out. Milo absolutely shut down right now. He's getting things happen. God's the good pulse bomb, and now LG's starting to get through here, building momentum, and this is looking way better for them. And the offensive teleporter is out.
I mean, this is what they needed. The element of surprise, maybe? I mean, because we haven't seen Double Tracer, especially on this map in a while.
Look at this, Surefour with a Tracer of his own now. We're slowly reverting back to meta of weeks past.
I mean, we know how good Cloud9 is on Double Tracer. Surefour and Reaver are incredible Tracers. So if they want to go into this Tracer battle, I'm sure Cloud9 is totally up for it.
Yep, that being, we're seeing C9 coming in, starting to defend it here and all the rest. Kai moving in, Pook's going down. Enigma with the pulse bomb though, able to take out Reaver, but LG losing some of the momentum that they had moving in there. We'll see if they can reclaim it. Also, meanwhile, looking at the time, they only have 2.5 minutes left, so they need to get through this point right here, right now, and then just fly through the streets face Dorado.
And now Surefour is doing is doing work on Tracer. See, the problem with going Tracer, even though I think it's a pretty good move coming out from Luminosity as the element of surprise, is that Surefour is a sick Tracer. And if Enigma and Gods really want to go up against it, he has no problem taking the fight and winning, even 1-on-2.
2 minutes remain here for LG. Things are getting grim. They need a big turnabout, and they need it quickly. The Del Tracer Company has had moments of brilliance here. They almost got it. Sound Bearer is out. They're moving in. They need to get quick pickoffs here. We see Seagull coming in with the Dragon Blade. Lots of kills coming out for LG. Seagull absolutely going crazy on Genji, slicing and dicing. I think that was a 4-kill coming out from Seagull, so Seagull really making it happen. Oh no, the tire sent him into the skybox. But still a pretty good momentum coming out from LG.
Yeah, and somehow Reaver's still alive, gets a second kill, and they're not able to take out Reaver, and he's still alive.
C9 somehow hanging in here. I'm not even sure how. I mean, they're getting back onto the point. I thought that was going to be LG's cap here for sure. And more importantly here, looking at the time, only 1:13 remaining, and this is going to be just about impossible for LG to bring back.
And Surefour with two big kills now. They were unable to kill Reaver this whole time. We talked about how Junkrat is a pretty good anti-tracer because of how the hitbox of his nades and how big they are. And Luminosity calls GG, and Cloud9 goes up 2-0 to start off the finals, which could very well and probably should be 2-0.
It could have been 2-0. I mean, I just want to point this out for how well LG has been playing. They've done 99% of what they need to do and then just had issues on the last 1% because Slasher was going to complete the sentence and say that it could be 2-0 LG. It could very well be 2-0 LG. They had C9 right where they wanted them. And it's disheartening. I mean, on one hand, LG showing tons of improvement. They're playing so much better, becoming so close to resetting this bracket, and yet now they find themselves in a situation where they have to reverse sweep this bracket just to reset. So, and very disappointing.
If I recall, the next map is going to be Hollywood and not Nepal, I'm pretty sure.
Well, there is 5 maps in the pool, so they do have a bit of a range.
I guess, okay, I guess we'll see what...
Yes.
Whose pick is this? Next?
This is going to be LG's pick since they just lost.
I mean, I would not go to Hollywood. I think that more than likely they want to go to King of the Hill. I mean, they played so well a little while ago. They know that Cloud9 likes to run double Winston. Why not get some of that confidence back with the Bastion that was working? Go to Nepal. I mean, Dorado was such the map that they needed to win to make this competitive. It's going to be so hard for them. Yeah, we are going to go to Nepal.
We have it. We are going to Nepal.
Yeah.
And we might see Bastion's last stand here. I'm curious if you're Cloud9, do you even open with double Bastion, given everything we've seen tonight? I feel like you open with a Roadhog. You don't even, you just assume there's going to be a Bastion there.
I think that they're going to go double Tracer. We've seen Reaver and Surefour run Tracers before. I think Tracer is pretty good against Bastion, especially if you're a really good Tracer. And that wouldn't surprise me. So I'm thinking double Tracer.
Yeah, double Tracer would not be surprised in the least. And yeah, we'll see what comes out here. I mean, really, Luminosity has been pretty scary in King of the Hill. I could see them taking this and taking away from Cloud9. I mean, obviously, things have been pretty close thus far. Both teams have their ups and downs, but I hope LG takes this. And honestly, I think LG still has the potential of the reverse sweep. It's still a possibility.
I mean, yeah, there's a possibility. Of course, there's a possibility.
Yes.
But after losing those first 2 maps, ones they should have had wins in, they're gonna have to dig even deeper within them to try to come back from this. Now, we're not sure what they're gonna pick quite yet. We have seen Widow be quite effective on this map. Mendo Kusai likes to run Widow quite often here. in matches, and we've seen what Widow can do to perch up on top of each of the corners here. So wouldn't completely surprise me if maybe we see like something super different here. And it looks like that we are going to have Bastion coming out from Luminosity. And what is Cloud9 going to do? They're still deciding.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cloud9. Oh no, are they just running a mirror Bastion? Is that what we've come to?
Double Soldier, Bastion, Widow, and
all right. This is a little bit of a lack of protection for the Bastion, but all right then. Sure4 versus Seagull. Bastion on Bastion violence. Omnic War commences. I don't even know. This is where King of the Hill meta is gone, I suppose. We've gone from 2-2-2 to beep beep boop. Reaver with first kill of the game, though, on the Widow, able to take out Milo. And Reaver, adding on to that, takes out Pooks as well.
And some big kills coming out from Cloud9 to start, and that's going to give them an early
nice resurrection coming out from Esper, but Reaver there at the insta-punish. And Cloud9 looking very, very strong here on the Paul. Our third map of our grand finals here thus far.
You know, on paper, I like Luminosity's lineup better. I think Milo and Enigma are able to give Seagull space, which is why he's been so successful. But this tankless quad DPS lineup coming out of Cloud9 probably surprised Luminosity, and especially Reaver's Widow pick. I mean, of course, Reaver's so good, and it is good on this map, but they probably weren't expecting it, and I think that's why Enigma is now going to try to counter with his own Widow.
Very likely. And Enigma, I mean, he's not a bad Widow. I think the only thing for Enigma is that he doesn't get to play Widow enough. And as a result, he might be at a little bit of disadvantage against people like Reaver that are Widow basically all the time. But don't underestimate Enigma. He can turn this in his favor. It's just not the preferred setup for Luminosity. And in fact, he has Reaver in his sights. Reaver having to run away. He takes him out. Good play by Enigma to turn that in his favor.
Yeah, that's a huge kill. They needed to take down Reaver to try to take his point back.
Hey, look here, Enigma able to take out Grego. Enigma now going off, finding his groove on Widowmaker. Look at Sure4 right now. Sure4 coming in on the tank ultimate for Bastion, showing that Seagull not the only one can beat Boop, and Bastion's getting work done across the board, but LG looking like they are about to take this point back, but Cloud9 not giving up yet. They do have a resurrection. That 76 is gonna come up right behind Seagull. Kai assassinating him, but not the only resurrect coming up as Esper showing that, you know what, I have a resurrection too. And there's a sound barrier to protect all those people that just resurrected. And C9 very likely get wiped out here. Gods takes out Sure4. Grego is down. Gods makes it a double kill. And LG fighting right back. On this point, they should take this, and now they have to hold for a while. It's 98% to 2, but LG can do this.
Now, Luminosity won that team fight pretty cleanly, but I actually don't mind Cloud9 using the sound barrier to extend the time as long as possible, because they got it up to 98. Like, if he saves the sound barrier, they probably get it up to like 80, and then he can use it for the next team fight, but now they only need one tick, and then after that they can win the map. So I actually like how Cloud9 kind of tried to just extend it as long as possible. I think that's how teams should try to look at these King of the Hill maps when they have control.
I agree. Meanwhile, Reaver looking at the McCree, almost getting the pickoff here. Still looking at him. God's in trouble. He's isolating him just with line of sight, and oh my god, he just flicked to Enigma and took him out. My goodness, Reaver. And now that's 2 quick kills here. Make it 3 for C9. C9 on the verge of retaking this point and maybe winning the round off of it as well. Really, LG under a lot of pressure here. The poking of C9 really doing its job as Reaver gets another 2 kills.
And Cloud9, all they have to do is kill Pooks here, and they can win first round. And yeah, as we saw, that's the advantage of getting to 98. Now they're gonna win right now. Yep.
There it is. They win round number 1, and now tournament Luminosity fighting for their tournament live to win, to bring this back. They need to win the next 2 rounds and then win the next 2 maps after that. So Luminosity, all their mulligans are gone. Serious time is out. They need to start challenging Cloud9 right here and right now.
Now, this one is not as good for Widow. I mean, I would assume there was going to be a switch off here from Cloud9. Are we really going to have dual Bastions going against each other? No, Seagull decides to go with Genji. I think, that seems like...
Go out with the tried and true. Yeah. I mean, Seagull's Genji is one thing, the one horse that LG can rely on, so to speak. I realize he's a robot. It's an analogy.
Reaver staying on Widow, and they're deciding to go kind of YOLO, I think.
Yeah, they're going pretty YOLO. Seagull right now taking the path less traveled over to the side. Good position coming out from him. Enigma a little bit low here, has to back out. But both teams are sort of trading off poke, and look at Seagull being all sorts of sneaky. I don't think C9 realizes he's back here.
No.
And Surefour might very well be in his sights.
Yeah, he's just waiting. If he goes now, he can kill Adam. And
there he is. He's coming into the back. Bastion in his sights, and down goes Surefour. As the counter for Bastion is Seagull. Seagull on the double kill.
Huge flank plays by Seagull.
Yes. That was well set up, too. Loved it.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, if LG is going to go down, then why not go down with Seagull playing on Genji? I mean, it's done them well so far. And here we go, ZP. Cloud9's actually going to bring it out. They're going to bring out the double tracer.
Oh, no, the 2-2-2. The Twinston 2CO Trey on the way out. Surefour able to take out Gods immediately. Reaver on the Esper. This is Cloud9's bread and butter, of course. We'll see how it goes up against Enigma and Gods, though. Their McCree's having on point. Gods fighting right back. Takes out 2 Winstons. Calpita. Gods holding it in. Seagull able to take out Reaver, and LG not going to fall that easily.
No, now it's 2-on-2, and Gods is still alive, gets another frag, and now it's only him and Milo versus Surefour. Milo gets the last frag, so in a one-on-one situation, Milo is able to keep it on. That's going to keep a ticker going for Luminosity, and LG might be able to take it back here now with both Winstons up. I mean, Cloud9, which they will.
Yeah, Cloud9's able to take it back, but not a bad showing from LG. And LG, they have ultimates at the ready. More importantly, they have Deadeye, they have Graviton Surge. That Deadeye is coming out from Enigma, does not connect. Gods, though, has a Deadeye in turn, and that's probably going to be comboed here with Milo's Graviton Surge if LG has their way.
And Seagull off of Genji, back to Bastion, and he decides this is the way to go against Double Tracer.
Yeah, I think they just want the Bastion there for the deal with the double Tracer and the double Winston. Surefour in the back line, able to take out Gods. Graviton Surge comes out, only gets Lucio. Lucio gonna get punched in the face while in the black hole, but he's still alive. He didn't die in that.
Heroes never die.
No,
So
players
this
keep
not
him alive, but this is allowing Cloud9 to keep the timer going.
Definitely still giving them a bit of time. Enigma alive, looking for the pickoffs. It's C9 now able to get over LG in percentage on the point. Enigma looking for pickoffs, is able to take out Kai, fanning the hammer, looking for more. Trying to get in here on one of the Tracers. Deadeye is out. Down goes Surefour, shot in the head. It was high noon. And LG, they're starting to fight this back in their favor, but C9 just not making this easy for them.
No, these fights are so scrappy. I mean, they were able to take down Seagull, but they were able to trade now. But Cloud9 has continued to stay on the point, so although LG has maybe been winning these team fights by 1 or 2 people, they're not able to get this point back, and racking up the ticks for Cloud9.
Yeah, Cloud9, again, LG's fighting back, but C9 has bought themselves so much time here. I really feel like LG has been winning these fights for the last bit. Oh no, the boop! Grego with the double boop!
Oh,
2 kills for Grego!
So he
Oh no, Seagull coming in off the flank as Bastion, but he's missing 2 people as Grego dropped the beat by dropping them into an endless chasm. Oh my goodness.
Wall riding on the point this entire time, and finally Luminosity is able to get the point. But Cloud9 does the same thing they did the first round, able to get up to near 100, and now they're very close to winning.
Surefour with a big bomb, able to take out Seagull again. Cloud9 now dominating, 98%. Overtime in progress, Gods is booped off.
That's it. It's over. Cloud9 wins.
There it is, Cloud9 going to win the first Alienware monthly melee. Oh man, it's 3-0 in the grand finals here, but that does not tell the tale. This was so close.
Helden sterben nicht.
This
Enigma coming and saying Lucio's MVP. Absolutely, the boops.
this has got to be a little heartbreaking / frustrating for El.
I mean, it is and it isn't. I mean, yes, they did lose here, but they still get 30% of the prize pool of the $500 that's available, so they get that. And B, they're getting closer against Cloud9.
They're getting closer, but the series score is still
No, yeah.
in the end. And in the end, it's still a 0 in terms of the amount of wins that they had. They had 2 huge opportunities and to be favored in both of those games, especially on Dorado. And although, yeah, of course they get second, they played well, they get some of the prize money, but they want to win. and they want to be the best. And I think, you know, their scoreline against Cloud9 feels like it's like 12-1 or 2 or something over the last like few days even.
Mm-hmm. It's a work in progress, but I feel very confident calling LG the number 2 team in North America, and easily,
Me too.
As we've been seeing from the EU comp, their performance against Creation, I would put them top 4 world. They've been improving. Their new roster is great. They'll be back. Cloud9, of course, they've been rock solid. Very, very good all in all. Sort of the market consistency, but they looked mortal at points tonight, and LG almost had their number. So, you know, again, props to Cloud9. They are Alienware monthly Melee Grand Champions. Good for them, and there's nothing more to be said. Cloud9 sort of easing into IDD QD's former role of the evil empire, but just great play, and really everyone in Cloud9 operating all cylinders. I mean, tank play, Kai and Debit, amazing. Reaver, just, I don't even want to talk about what just happened on Nepal. Grego with the boops. Just great stuff coming out of C9. So, that being said, this has been a very, very long day of casting, Slasher. I've been going now for over 12 hours, but the floor is yours. Any final words, shout-outs, etc. before we head off for the night?
No, great tournament. Congrats to Cloud9, best team in North America. Luminosity is solidifying their spot as number 2 NNA, while the rest of the pack looks to try to make a name for themselves. I think also great work coming out of Creation. You know, a little disappointing for Liquid. I think they're still going to need to figure some things out and to see how they do. I think Gringos played pretty well themselves too, and I think it was an overall really good tournament. Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun casting, and yeah, it's been good. Since we last spoke, I did reach heroic, and I am very happy. I'm very happy about that.
Good for you. I wish I had more time to grind out ranked. I'm still like Master 2 or something like that. I need to get more in the ranked, but I'm not going to have that chance. I'm flying out to PAX in, I don't know, like 6 hours now. I have an early morning flight. So my shout out's pretty simple. If you want to show support for your favorite casters, Twitter is a way to do it. You can follow me, Twitter @TempoZP. Follow Slasher, Twitter @Slasher. That's about it. I won't do all sorts of random tweets. In fact, really, you don't have to expect much of me Twitter-wise. I'm terrible at it. You can follow me at Twitch, ZP_TV. Usually stream in the mornings on days where I'm not casting, though those days seem to be fewer and fewer. But definitely check me out there if you want to see some McCree, Widow, and Tracer gameplay. And finally, of course, big shout outs to Curse and Alienware for making this tournament happen. Definitely check out Alienware. They make great computers, great products, and they helped host this great tournament, the Alienware Monthly Melee. Look forward to more of these midweek tournaments in the future. A very, very bright time for Overwatch. But for me, that's about all I have for selling out. Thank you to the viewers for watching us this entire tournament. I know it's a little bit crammed in here due to the scheduling, but it was a blast. That's it for me and Slasher, and we'll see you guys next time.